whipped cream, condensed milk, vanilla. I think we're going to make a simple ice cream. Let's watch. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour 600 milliliters into a measuring cup, which is roughly half a quart. And you can see here that's a 2-cup measuring cup, so you can see roughly how much it is. I'm pretty sure more or less isn't really going to matter a whole lot, but you know, to be nice, I actually did measure it out just to be sure that I was getting in what the recipe said. And of course you want to scrape all the goodness out, because hey, that's an extra mouthful of ice cream when you're done, and who wants to waste ice cream? So now that we've got that done, we're going to get this on the mixer, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, in she goes. And now we're going to get it mixing. We're going to start out on low, and we're going to go from there. So once I'm done cleaning up, well, cleanup is important. Let's start this thing up, and let's make some ice cream. Come on. So here we go. We're going to go at a nice pace, and it's going to take a couple minutes to start really mixing together and to start stiffening up. And we're going to watch as it goes through. So you can see just how liquidy it is right now. It is heavy whipping cream, so it's going to be that way. It starts frothing up a little bit, you can see on the sides. Now we sped it up because it started thickening a bit. You can see how it's a little thicker than what it started out, and that's a good sign. That means we're getting there. Of course, it also makes a mess, as you can see on the sides of the bowl. That's okay. Hey, in the end, we're going to have nice ice cream, and that's all that matters. So we let this go for another couple minutes. It really doesn't take that long. It probably takes a total of 5 minutes. You know, it surprised me just how quick it did go. You can see here it's starting to look more like whipped cream, which is close to what ice cream is, if you see it that way. So we're going to let it go until it starts kind of separating from the sides of the bowl. You know it's thick enough, and it's pretty close right here. So we're going to let it go for just a little bit longer, not too much longer, and then we're going to give her a go. We're going to finish mixing her all up. Ice cream. Yeah. So we're just about done. Okay. And what we're going to do now is stop her up. Got to scrape all the mixed ice cream, or soon to be ice cream, off the blender. And of course I couldn't figure out how to get the mixer to tilt up. I figured it out eventually, but you know, those things are so tricky. Who would have thought just grabbing a lever would release it? But anyway, we're going to scrape all the cream off the paddle, and that way we get all that beautiful goodness in the pan. So here we go. I'm quite meticulous. I don't know if you can lick the beater. I guess you could. I didn't try it.
Or not.
I know usually if I make cake I do, but in this instance I didn't. So here we are, and this is what it looks like, and you can see just how thick it is compared to what the cream looked like. It's got a good consistency. Now, don't worry that it's not super hard, because it will harden up in the freezer. So we're going to take our condensed milk, and we're going to pour the can into the cream. And that's why I said that, you know, your measurement doesn't have to be exact. I think I found that, you know, I probably could have put a whole liter in, which would be a whole quart, and I think it would have worked out just as well with that whole can of condensed milk. I found it a little too sweet for my liking, but hey, maybe not. Maybe you guys liked it with more. I think if I would have put some berries in, I think I would have liked it like that too, but you know, we're making vanilla, so the next time I try making ice cream, I think I will try some with strawberries, with maybe some chocolate. We'll try it and see how that works. And of course, I almost forgot the vanilla. So we need about a teaspoon of vanilla, and of course, here's how I'm measuring it. Oh, there we go. That's close enough. You know, you don't want to waste the stuff, and I really didn't want to make a mess and grab a teaspoon and measure it, so there you go. We checked her out. It looked good. And I'll tell you, when it was done, it tasted just fine. So you mix all that together, give her a good mix. You know, make sure it's all combined in, because you don't want to get kind of lumpy, condensed milky kind of stuff. You want it fully mixed. Now once that's done, you put it in a container, and I will tell you, don't get the containers I got. The ones you see here, they work fine. The ice cream goes in just beautiful. Problem is, once you get it in the freezer, after a few days, I found the containers would crack at the slightest movement. So if you dropped it, which I did, the containers and lid just crack, they shatter. So you need something that works reasonably well in the freezer. So if you know it works in the freezer, go ahead. Now here I am, I kind of overfilled it, and you know what happens when things freeze. They tend to expand because of liquid, right? And so now I've got to try and get some out. So here we go, me being, you know, meticulous. Oh, we got to get this. Oh, okay, we'll take a little more out.
Just because it's got a
Hang on a sec. Oh, we'll take a little more out.
freezes, it expands.
Is that enough? Well, I would think so. I mean, you know, a spoon probably would have worked better, but I didn't actually have one with me. Next time I won't pour quite as much, because I didn't realize I'd have enough for 2 bowls, or 2 containers, not one. So that kind of surprised me. I figured 1 was more than enough, but okay. Get that lid on nice and tight. Get my containers, get them in the freezer. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope you try making ice cream. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.